Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at XRP. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. I'm going to go over the two different counts that I'm following. The potential that either we have looked to complete into this low and we're starting to move away in a bigger way, or alternatively the bearish count, which we are looking at this as a corrective structure here to the upside and then actually looking for that continuation to the downside. So we're going to go over both of these. I'm going to go over the bearish one first. So this is looking at the whole move basically as a bigger WXYXZ, where we look at this from this area further back here. So we're looking for that possibility of still seeing a leg to the downside in a three-wave move, looking for this zone of this 1464 at a 121. Now, if we do not actually push down to that 121, what I would be looking for here is potentially 0.618 as the minimum requirement. I'd be looking for this Z wave here, which actually tie into coming back into this center channel line, and then that 121 would actually be lower down here towards this zone of this 1513. So that would actually indicate, coming back into the channel again. So need to keep an eye on this. This could actually mean that we're setting up for a bigger drop here. Need to be aware of that fact. Now, if we were looking at it in this way, what we would be looking at is a couple of things. So this Y wave could technically be completed, where we've just had this as A, B, and C, and we've completed this move to the upside. However, really, until we come back down and take this low, we need to just be cautious of this move looking to extend out. The thing is, looking at it in relationship to time, I wouldn't want to see this last leg get too much bigger. Otherwise, it would probably indicate that we need to readjust the count, and that it's possible that we've set a low into this point and we're starting to move up in a different structure, because the time relationship is quite good at the moment, as this is a W, an X, and a Y wave. Now, the other way that I'll be looking at this is that potentially we could also argue that this X wave is over here, in which case what we could have here is A, B, and then we could be looking for a C wave to complete this this leg to the downside. So that within this count, basically what we're looking for is that possibility of forming a 5-wave sequence to the downside, looking to actually come back down and take this A wave low here, and looking to possibly come back towards this 1.618. So the 0.618 again. Now, one possible target of this, if we are looking at this as a flat correction here, as expanding flat, would be this zone here of this 1236, which would be here this 2726, all the way down towards this 2154. So that would be a typical zone as a flat. So we can see that the 1382 would have a little bit of confluence here with this 0.618 line as well. And then if we do come down lower towards this 0.618, possibly we could see a wick down to the 786, and that would still be all right within this flat correction idea. So this is the difference between these two counts, is that if we do get a 5-wave move down here like this could then technically complete this Z wave into this low. If this is an X wave over here, this would mean that this would become A, B, and then we'd still look for another leg to the downside. So we're going to have to just monitor this move and see exactly how it plays out. So this would be looking at the bearish count. In the bearish count, I wouldn't really expect to come back above this 5850, and we would be looking for this continuation to the downside. Now, the bullish count would be looking at this move slightly different. And what this would be looking at is that potentially we've completed into this low in a 5-wave sequence here, where this is A, B, and then this is a C wave here. Now we'd have to argue within this that this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was our 5th wave here. Now, it is possible, but we just need to be cautious of the fact that, if we are looking for this to be a completed move, we need to see this react accordingly. And what I was looking at initially for this, which is now invalidated, is we're looking for that possibility of a 4th wave here, where this was 1, 2, 3, looking for a 4th, and then looking for this 5th wave to the upside. But we've actually come across this wave 1 now, so I'm going to get rid of this count. This is no longer viable. So what we do have here, however, is still that possibility that we could see this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if this is the case, basically we don't want to lose this 3473, and we'd want to hold this lower zone here of this 3883, ideally as a 0.786 retracement. Now, we have come back down into this golden pocket. What I want to see is if we start to get impulsive structure to the upside here, and what I'd want to see is getting back inside this channel, to be honest with you. If we just have a 3-wave move to the upside, that retests the bottom of this channel that we were in, and then we reject, it's possible that there's another leg here, and this could be WXY to the downside, where this is ABC. So, we need to be aware that there is still the potential here for another drop. We're going to go over that in a second. But the idea here within this count is that we'd be looking at this as a 1-2, this is another 1-2, but confirmation would only come by pushing up much higher towards this 98 cent. And what we'd want to see here is we want to see this move, once it's developed its first 5-wave sequence, we want to get a 3-wave move coming back and support and holding the support of this low. And then we'd want to see a nice strong move, because this would effectively be, this would be wave 1 of 3, so this would be our wave 3 of 3. So we'd want to see this be quite nice and strong, big powerful moves to the upside here, gapping up and breaking through some of these key levels that we need to get back above. So ideally we need to get back above 5848, and then we want to hit this target here of this 9854. This would be key for us, looking for this bullish continuation here, looking for this higher target here if we do form a 5-wave move, as I have it marked up, which could be as high as this 162 to this 129 area. Then from that point, what we'd want to see is basically another 3-wave move down, holding support, and then looking to continue to the upside. So this is going to be key here. If we are looking at this, this would be our first wave move here, if this is the case, looking for this as a local bottom here, and then either this would become an A wave or a wave 1. We'd get a wave 2 here, or a wave B, and then we'd look for that progression up. So that's what I'm looking for here in the bigger picture, looking to see whether we can actually maintain this and continue to push to the upside. I'm looking at this in two ways if this is a corrective move to the downside. So the corrective move to the downside would be looking at this in two ways. So basically we can look at this as A, B, and possibly a C wave into this low here, in which case what we have is an X wave to the upside here, where this becomes A, B, and C as a flat correction. And then we'd be looking at this as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5. In which case we could be looking for this B wave to the upside now. Now, if this is not completed, what we could actually have here is that this could all still be within a 4th wave, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we actually still have a 5th wave to the downside. So that 1-to-1 of this as a W, X, and a Y is actually lower down here towards this 36.67. So we need to be aware that this target is still a option here. We have come down towards this 0.618, but we haven't crossed it at this 40 cent 87. So what I'm looking out for here is if we get a move back that takes this X wave high, it becomes less likely that we're still in this Y wave, and possibly it's actually just completed here, where instead of looking at this as a 5-wave move, this is A, B, and C. So this is why I'm just on the lookout. This could be A, we could get a B here, and then we could get a C, or actually in this case, if we're looking at it now, it'd be W, X, and then a Y. So we want to see this move reject off of this zone of this 46.93 and then get another 3-wave move to the downside. So that would be if this is following a WXY pattern and this Y wave isn't actually completed here. We'd want to see this move have another leg to the downside here for more confirmation. But it is possible technically that it could complete here, in which case what we'd want to see is a bigger impulsive move to the upside, looking to take these highs and get back above this X wave primarily, then this B wave, and then finally this beginning of the move at this 58.49. That would be what we're looking for as a corrective move in this manner. The alternative way we can look at this is that possibly this is just A, B, and then we have this as 1, 2, 3 into here. This becomes a 4th wave because we don't overlap, and then we're looking for this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're looking for a 5th wave to the downside. So this is going to be key here. If we are looking at it in that manner, what we'd be looking for is basically a additional move down here towards this 4022 to this 3899. So this would tie into actually coming back into this channel again here, and we'd want to see this play out in a 5-wave structure. Now, the current move to the upside, we could argue we're starting to get something like a triangle. We could have this as A, B, get a C wave up, D, E, and then we break down like that. That would remain valid for as long as we stay below this 4446 and this zone here of this 4157. Now, if we do form a triangle here, that would tie into that idea of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, in which case we could look to turn around. Now, the problem that we have is if we actually push down towards this zone here of this green box, if we cross this 3967, we need to be careful that this isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 again. So we need to be careful. Once we cross this 1.618, this 3967, we need to be on the lookout for a fourth wave where this would actually be possibly a wave 1. So it's possible we can just get a C wave that comes down here, and then it actually just looks to come back up and invalidate by crossing this low. But until we do that, we'd have to be cautious of the fact that we could actually be getting further extension to the downside here. Now, if we are looking at something like that, what that could be is looking for this possibility of that bearish scenario where we're actually going to get a bigger 5-wave move. So, like I said before, this is how we're counting that C wave as well. But what we could actually have here, and we need to be careful of this, is we could have some further extension within these moves, which could mean that we actually look to break down deeper. So until we actually break above these key highs here, we need to be careful that we aren't extending out where, like I said, this becomes 1, 2, 3, this becomes a flat for 4. Now we're actually in a fifth wave here, which takes us down towards this zone of this 1618, which I said was this 3982. If we break down in a 5-wave structure, so I mean, looking at the current move, this is still corrective, so I think we're still in a fourth wave. I don't want to see us come much higher than this high that we already had yet, this 4447. If we do, it becomes less likely that we're in a fourth wave, and invalidation of this yellow count here is at this 4497. Just because we actually cross this wave 1 doesn't mean that we can't still see a breakdown until we actually break this 4706, which would be this high here. What we need to be careful of is that this could also additionally be a 1-2. So if this would be looking for us to actually break in a bigger way to the downside. So until we actually start taking out these swing highs that we have here, we need to be cautious of that continuation possibility to the downside. Now, I had this marked out previously looking at this 2.618 because of the fact that if this is going to be, if this is going to be either 1, 2, and then we're still within a bigger third wave, or this is 1, 2, 1, 2, this means that this third wave here is going to possibly be even lower than this. So we need to be careful of that fact. At the moment, I am treating this as 1, 2, 3, fourth, and then looking for a fifth. But if we start to break down in a bigger way, it's possible that we could be still getting some further extensions where, possibly this is another 1 and a 2 in here. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 plus, or alternatively, this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And then by that time, we're getting down into some of these levels. So if we do start to break down deeper, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this zone of this 3274 as a possible third wave location for this as a 1-2. Though the internal structures here would probably suggest that it would, extend further down than that. But we'll have to see exactly how it plays out. For the time being, what I'm looking for here is the potential of actually finding support here. I'm just going to get rid of this fib. Looking for that possibility to break down towards this 4023 to this 3900. Now, if we do break down here, we're going to have to see whether we maintain this area. If we do cross this, once again, we're going to have to look out for that possibility that this is 1, 2, 3 into here, and we're not going to see that further extension. And we could then find, a rejection in this zone here, which is going to be towards this area of this 4661 to this 4286. So we can see that this 0.236 would actually bring us into the bottom end of the structure, and this 0.382 would actually bring us into the area where we're challenging this previous fourth wave. If we do get this additional leg to the downside here in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3-wave move to the upside into this zone would indicate that we've potentially got a deeper move here to come. And then from there, we would have to track this move, because if this is just a smaller 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it's quite simple. We can get an idea for that target area, which would be here at this 38.45 to this 36.65. But if we actually are extending out here, what this could mean is we could even see this move play out as a 5-wave move down here, 3-wave move back up, lose this support of this trend line that we have here, and then actually look to break down in a bigger way. So we just need to be careful of that potential. Obviously, there's a few ways of looking at this currently. I am more inclined to think that we are heading down here, but we'll have to see whether we can maintain this support on the bullish count that we were talking about. If we are looking at that possibility of that 1212, really we don't want to lose this 3883, and we want to see this move starting to react to the upside. Like I said, we're sitting on this this trend line now. I want to see whether this continues to hold. We haven't actually had an interaction with it, so even if we did get that additional move down here into this channel, break back above, get inside that, and then start to move away, that would be a bullish case here. At the moment, the structure to the upside is not looking impulsive at all, so until it actually starts to get good structure here, I would still be looking for that potential to at least get one more drop here. Then if we manage to hold this 3473 as the low of this move, then we can still look for that possibility of seeing an additional leg to the upside. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.